Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. It is the first podcast of 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. And along with me, we have our panel today. Miss Lisa Lawson. Happy New Year, Lisa.
Happy New Year, everybody.
John Cole. Good morning, John.
Good morning, everyone.
And the host and co-creator of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning, 97.1 FM from 9 to 10, Mr. Harvey Freed.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Harv. And our special guest from the Anthony John Real Estate Team, world famous Cameron Boutros. Happy New Year, Cameron.
Happy New Year's. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. Also, a special shout out to our producer director, Roberto Beauchene. He's been producing now the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning, and our podcast now. I don't know, 150 podcasts, something like that. Who knows what's going on? But anyways, I want to start off by saying, hey, Happy New Year to everybody out there. And I'm so happy we're in 2023. We're going to recap a little bit of what happened, what didn't happen, what we thought was going to happen in 2022, and then move on to 2023. I will tell you this, 2022 in the real estate and mortgage industry was really a tale of 2 years, Cameron. The year in review, what happened for you in 2022 and what didn't happen for you?
Well, what happened in the year of 2022 was, I want to say, a lot of speculation, a lot of fear mongering from the media in regards to interest rates are going to be outrageous. There's going to be a market crash. I mean, anything negative you can throw at the market, it was thrown at us. But then at the same time, everything leveled out and people started to understand, hey, we need to normalize. Interest rates are not going to keep going on an incline and be at a 1.1% interest rate for the rest of our lives. That's there was a window of opportunity and a lot of people took advantage of it. I wasn't really a fan of that window of opportunity because it didn't give people with a lot of additional money in the bank to be competitive in the market and actually win a home that they really needed. A lot of people ended up settling because the interest rates were too low. Investors were taking over. So the general, the average American family was having a hard time purchasing a home. And in all honesty, that made our jobs a little tougher. That's not what I came into it for. I didn't really want to see that. I wanted to see more happy family who needed homes and be able to afford it like everybody else without coming so much out of pocket, really be able to get those homes. And I think we're in that situation right now. End of 2022, everything started normalizing and everybody who said they were going to waited, interest rates went up. And now they're on a level playing field where they were available to get homes. And I was able to help a lot of those families out.
Yeah, Lisa, good morning, Lisa. Cameron brings up a great point. Things have seemed to stabilize. Really a tale of 2 years. The first half of the year, things were pretty volatile. And then going into the second half, just really the residual effect of everything being blown out of proportion. But here we are on January 4th in the new year, 2023. And things seem to have stabilized, Lisa Lawson. Buyers are still out there. What are you experiencing? What happened in 2022 for you? What didn't happen? And what do you foresee in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a slowdown for me the last quarter. What everyone calls stabilization, definitely a bit of a slowdown. I don't have clients, clamoring for refis. Obviously, we still have them because people refi for different reasons. But and even the purchase business has slowed a tiny bit in this quarter. And we always see that around the holidays. That's completely expected the past couple of weeks. So many people are it's not on their radar. They're just trying to get through the holidays, get their gifts wrapped, go to all the functions. But now after the New Year's, when we start usually seeing things tick up, we start getting the phone calls, the emails saying, I think I'm ready. What do I need to do? I want to buy this spring. So we're getting those calls and it's starting this week. So have things slowed down since the mayhem that was going on last year and the beginning of this year? Absolutely. But I think it's more of a stabilization and almost a correction. It was so crazy what was happening last year, especially. I mean, I guess I say technically year before last now, right? I keep forgetting we're in 2023. 2021 was super crazy. The first half of 22 was nuts, and then it kind of stabilized. I think we're going to see more of the same, right? I think this year is going to kind of be status quo like this last quarter. I don't think things are going to go nuts again. I think rates are going to most likely come down, possibly, hopefully, second quarter, and really kind of maybe facilitate a few more purchases. But for the most part, I think we're going to stay kind of stable.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Harvey Freed, you're a mortgage industry veteran, been around the block a few times, seen a few of these cycles. You got into the business, rates were in the double digits, probably around 11, 12% when you got in. You saw what happened. Rates went down in the early to mid 90s, then went back up again at the end of the 90s. And then, 2008 hit, then 2011. I mean, look, we've been around the block. And, what's your assessment right now of really 2022, a little synopsis of that, but really I've seen a lot of positive energy just in the few days that we've been back in 2023. I mean, I think there's a renewed interest, a renewed vigor, whether it's because everybody likes to start off a new year fresh energy, positivity, no negativity. I can't, here, this is kind of like an oxymoron. I can't stand negativity. And that's a positive statement, by the way. Harvey Freed, what do you see?
Well, the numbers show 42%. We were down in 2022 going into the Christmas season about December 16th. The purchase applications were down 42% from the previous 2021. So that's a big spike. And yeah, Harry, it's down so low, it wasn't even normal that we're getting back to this normalization where there are a lot of buyers out there. And I think Cameron will even talk to us a little bit about that they've got tons of buyers. They've got the market cornered on buyers, but that inventory is going to be really tight come the spring as even more buyers come out. So I truly think looking forward to 2023, the inventory will ultimately be the story, and that will keep the prices really at a high level and keep homes appreciated.
Yeah, I'm glad Harvey reads our show notes talking about inventory, but of course, John, he's a little bit ahead of the game. I want to get to John before I go back to Cameron. John Kolb, what say you about 22, and how do you feel about going into 23?
I mean, 22 started with a bang, and like Lisa and Harvey both said, ended with a great slowdown. We a lot of our business is refinance, and about 50-50 refinance purchase in a normal market, and the refinances were cut out by about 87%. I think the numbers say, and as Harvey said, purchases were down. So 2022. It kind of brings it back to a little bit of normalization of how the industry should be, like Cameron had said, with purchases and giving buyers the opportunity to get in there, make some offers, and negotiate versus just having to bid over and over and over. I think 2023, from what I'm reading, is going to start with the same stabilization that we have going on right now. But I think they'll start to drop interest rates down a little bit in 2023, and you're going to start seeing people get back into the purchase market. And from what I'm seeing for the real estate, which I'm not a big fan of, just like Cameron said, is that we'll see some more and more overbidding again in 2023. But I'm just reading what the projections say and kind of like formalizing my own opinion.
Well, that's always good to do. Don't be a sheep. No such thing as sheeple around here at Capital Mortgage Funding. Powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, Equal Housing Lender. We welcome them. 2289 is our NMLS number. Here's the story. Cameron, 2023. What we know, what we think we know, and what we really don't know. What do we think about home inventory for 2023? Will this be an active home buying year? What do we think about home prices? Increase, decrease, stabilize? And then we'll talk about interest rates. So first off, let's talk about home inventory for 2023.
Well, let me quickly just piggyback off the answers of the previous. I'm going to tell you something that if you're a home buyer and you're in this position to buy a home shortly, I want you to consider the following, okay? In a normal interest rate market is what I'm going to call this, okay? If you happen to get a real estate agent or if you happen to get a mortgage lender who came in during 2020, 2021, and they're used to just writing the deals because hey, I don't really need your skill set. I just need you to write me that deal and I need you to win me that house. All right. Reevaluate who you choose to represent you. Make this a priority. You in this market, you are going to need an experienced real estate agent. You are going to need an experienced mortgage broker, okay, who can both deliver your story, deliver your deal, okay, and negotiate on your behalf, whether it's creative mortgage lending with how much we're putting down, you know, if we need to buy on points, whatever the case may be. Do not disadvantage yourself by getting somebody where they're not used to this type of market. So that's the one thing, because here's what's going on. Once people start to understand that this is a normal market and the inventory hasn't caught up to the demand of the buyers, even though it's a normal interest rate, you're going to need a real good negotiator. You're going to need a mortgage lender who's going to stand by your side and deliver why this is going to be the best purchase and why they should take this purchase agreement on. And if you don't have that, you're going to lose. This is not door open season for just door openers for you to just say, all right, let's put an offer in. Real work needs to get done, and you need real experienced people. And as for inventory, so this is it. So I believe people are waiting on the sideline. Let's see what next summer brings. Let's see what next winter brings, whatever the case may be. There's so many people waiting on the sideline right now saying, I'll wait, I'll wait, I'll wait. That I'll wait moment has an expiration date. And usually that expiration date is right in the spring and the summertime. So if you're not cash heavy and you start believing that these are normal interest rates, well, guess what we've done? We've brought 2021 back to ourselves. And now it's all about overbidding again. So if you take my advice on this entire situation, right now, this window of opportunity is the best time to start shopping for a home, because once you start waiting, you're going to be in the I'm waiting with everybody else, and that's turning to be a larger and larger crowd. And if you're not,
Cameron,
right?
I agree with that. I mean, we're not big believers in waiting. We're big believers in picking the right moment that's right for you.
Right.
Lisa Lawson. Yeah, Lisa, you've done thousands of buyer purchase transactions, and those who wait get left behind. I mean, that's just the way it is. This is not a wait and see market. You don't have the luxury to wait and see, Lisa Lawson, because there just aren't that many great homes coming on the market.
Yeah, I mean, we've all fielded the phone calls that said, I want to get started and I should have done this last year. We all hear it, you know, I should have done this last year when rates are lower. Should have done this last year when the frenzy wasn't quite so. Waiting usually doesn't accomplish anything except heartache. So, you know, you want to take advantage, you know, seize the moment, do it now. There's always refinance opportunities in the future if you're worried about the rate being a little bit higher than you wanted at this exact moment. But, you know, it's more about getting the house that you want. We can always fix the rate later, you know, things will change.
100%.
But getting the property that you need and the property that fits you and your family is the most important. And the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah. Hey, John Kolb, I don't like to rush into things. Okay. You know, there's a saying, play fast, but not in a hurry. Okay. You play fast, but you're not really in a hurry, but you just can't wait anymore. And the reason is, I can give you several analogies. How many times did you say to yourself, well, I should have bought that stock. I should have bought that property. I should have bought that car, and now look at prices of cars. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Can't live like that, John Kolb. But we are very cautious, and we do advise our clients individually. Not one formula works for all clients. Everything is situational. If you see that house and it checks the majority of the boxes, John, you got to make a move. And I think that's what Cameron's saying as well, John.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of what Cameron has said so far, and how Harvey got him to swipe right on Harvey. We'll never understand, but good for you, Harvey. The number one thing, yes, if you see something out there that you love and that you have to have, like Lisa said, get on it, do it, so that, because you can always fix that rate down the road. But, you know, the number one thing is, Harry, you know, we say that without really backing up, saying we're not going to put you in a position to fail. We're going to put you in a position to still succeed. I'm not going to put you into that new house that you can't afford because it's you love that home. You have to be able to afford it. Yeah, it may not be your comfortable situation where you'll like to put so much money into savings each and every month, and now you got to put a little bit more money towards the house payment. But if that's the house that you want to get, do it, and we'll get that payment down the road. And I remember it might have been 10, 12 years ago, I saw a house that I loved, but I just thought it was overpriced. I drive by that house every single week till today, and just check on it to see if it's going back on the market, because I missed an opportunity, had a ton of land, a big layout, and I just love that home, and I wanted to be in that home right around the corner from mine currently.
That's so funny, John. There's one house that I look at in Birmingham on my way to work every day. It's at the corner of South Lawn and Shipman, and I say I should have bought that house 15 times over. But we all make those mistakes in waiting. And Harvey Freed, let's talk about first-time homebuyer programs, the energy that you got going on. You're meeting with a lot of realtors right now. You're getting back in the offices, and we are a big face-to-face company. We like meeting face-to-face. This is just what we do. Harvey Freed, so tell me about what you got going on.
Yeah, here, I'm glad you mentioned that. I love the face-to-face meetings with first-time home buyers, and they really engage in the conversation, and we can start talking about all the other things that are involved in home ownership. And sometimes Cameron mentioned the fact that you can control what you can control. And one of the things you can do is hire an experienced real estate agent who can talk you into things and show you numbers and go over all the fine details. A lot of times I find out from agents, they're working so hard, and sometimes that price is 10 or 20 off. But if you have an experienced real estate agent who can go over all the ancillary costs, the cost of the heating, the cooling, the water costs, association fees that you may or may not have to pay on that house, you need to use that professionalism to help you buy that house. Again, this is a true statement where buyers, first-time home buyers, they can control the first step is to hire a professional team, whether it starts with the real estate agent or the loan officer. Find out by sitting down with these true professionals. And I think experience, you can't teach these great agents how to negotiate. And that's why I think Cameron swiped right, John. He's one of those guys that I can match up with because he has the knowledge. He has the negotiation skills. He's a family man. He's got his own home. Having that experience and dealing with someone like that is a tremendous benefit to anyone buying a home.
Yeah, well, Swiping Right's a different podcast. This is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Equal Housing Lender 2289 is our lender NMLS number. And Cameron, I want to talk to you. Really, the last part of our podcast is that, Harvey mentioned, you swipe right on him. You're a family guy. You're a good negotiator. You're solid, hard work ethic. You got a tie on today. One of my favorite things. Normally, I'm in a suit. Bottom line is, what are your personal and or business goals for 2023? If you want to share them with us, we'd be happy to hear. And then I'm going to go around the panel. We all have goals. We all have personal and business goals. And I just want to hear, what does Cameron Boutros of the Anthony John team, what are his personal and business goals, if you want to share with us for 2023?
Sure, absolutely. Well, at Anthony John, I'm a team captain here. I have about 17 agents under me. Okay. And I really want to grow myself with my agents. Hopefully I can grow to about 25 to 30 agents this year. That's not easy based on the market that we're in. Agents who are not as experienced are also questioning the market themselves. And for me, I love to develop agents and make sure that they are secure within this market. And if they have the right tool set, the right coaching, that we can all grow this team even larger. So that's one of my main goals. As for business and sales wise myself, I just want to touch back on first-time home buyers. I love working with first-time home buyers. They really rely on you to do what's right, and they are your biggest networking mouthpiece out there that advertise for you like nobody else. Their first home purchase is so important to them, and you can't pay for that type of advertising. If you do right by a first-time home buyer, they will scream it out to the stars. So that's why I love helping first-time home buyers. You do the best job you can for them. They get happy and they refer you to the moon. So I want to get as many first-time home buyers as I can. I want to do right by them. And I really want to win on that market. I want to take Realtor of the Year for Anthony John here. I got some real strong competition. And those are my main goals for 2023.
I love it, Cam Bouchers. Cam Bouchers, everybody. Anthony John Real Estate Team. He's also going to be on the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show this Saturday. I'm going to let Harvey talk about that later on. But right now, Lisa Lawson, your goals, whether they're personal or business related for 2023.
Obviously, do more business, which I know sounds, I have a lot of graphs and numbers, but I won't bother and bore you with all of that. But we all want to be more successful, do more business. But I want to make sure that the people I work with and their experience is top notch. I want everyone to receive exceptional above and beyond service. This year, we always strive for that, but I want to ensure that that's our norm. I think that's important. And then, of course, if you know me, I'm going to be traveling. I love to travel. So I've got a few more places on my bucket list. Probably go back to Bora Bora.
There you go. Bora Bora, not on my bucket list, John Kolb. How about you, John, 2023? What's your goal? Bora Bora. Woo!
Bora Bora sounds nice, but I'm going to focus on health and happiness. Making sure all family and everybody hanging out with family as much as I can, seeing that everybody lives out of state for me, and just staying healthy and trying to be happy about it all. Business wise, I'm really going to go forward and try to, hopefully we can improve our market share for capital mortgage funding. Really, like Cameron said, really focus on making sure everyone understands how experienced we are and knowledgeable we are, how our pre-approvals actually mean something to get an offer accepted, and to getting clients to the closing table quick, efficient, and so that everybody's happy. We're all going to have snags in a transaction, but it's how you work together and get them done to make sure that everybody is successful and happy is the most important thing.
No, I appreciate that, and that's pretty solid advice. Mr. Harvey Freed, host of the Most Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. Talk about the show, what you got coming up this Saturday, and what your personal and business goals are for 2023.
I'll do those in reverse. My goals are to increase business and really have more and more of these, like Cameron mentioned, these first-time home buyers out there getting into homes, doing the right things for their family, and even the other families that we're going to need to sell their homes and upgrade. We need to get them confident that if they end up, walking away from that 3% interest rate that they might have got over the last few years, that the future has some opportunities in it and that they're doing the right things for their family. And it's always about doing your lifestyle and making sure that you put your family in the proper school district and in the environment that they want to live in. I think it's key. At the end of the day, we sell the American dream. We're all involved in it. And it's really fun and exciting when a family walks out of that closing room with a huge smile. So that's really my personal goals. And then, look, what was the second question, Harry, on that? What would you have?
Yeah, it's okay. No problem, Harv. You did great. Hey, you can really tell the people that put a lot of thought into it, those who haven't put a lot of thought in it. I'll share mine and then we'll get out of here. So go ahead, Harv. Talk about the show. Talk about the show on Saturday, okay, Harv? I know it's tough.
Okay, so I've reached out to Anthony over the years, and he's got, there's I'll ask Cameron, how many agents do you have in that building?
We're about 79 agents.
Okay, so this is a huge office. And I'm going to tell you, I went there yesterday here and talk about inspiring. Just the vibe in there is totally different than a lot of offices. There's team leaders. We're having all the team leaders on this Saturday, and they all bring a little bit different perspective of real estate. So it's really going to be exciting. All the team leaders are going to get about 10 to 15 minutes to come on the most popular mortgage and real estate show in the state of Michigan on 97.1. These are the professionals. This is probably the show I'm most excited about because it's the one starts off and kicks off 2023. So definitely looking forward to hearing what all these team leaders who bring a different perspective on real estate have to say.
Well, I love that, Harvey, and I love the fact that Cameron Boutros is on. I get to work with John Kolb, you, Lisa Lawson every single day. I'm going to tell you this. I have very simple goals for 2023. It's really live in the present, maximize each and every single day, take one day at a time, help and provide an environment where all of you and all of our clients and everybody out there, I've been doing this for about 35 years. I want them to achieve their goals of home ownership, of saving money, of financial stability, anything that I can do every single day, not worried about yesterday. I'm not looking too far in the future. All my energy is concentrated on every single day and maximizing every day. Tuning out negative individuals, negative vibe. I don't watch negative news. I don't like negative people. And that's a positive negative statement. Okay. And really allow people, when I say achieve their goals, just do the right thing for them and put everybody that I come into contact with in a position to succeed long term. Because listen, you can't go short term thinking. Everything has to be thought of in long term. And how we take steps each and every day to solidify somebody's long term stability is really what my goal is. I know that's pretty deep. It is 2023. John really has nothing negative to say about that, Cameron Boutros, but I'm going to sign off right now. I really appreciate Harvey bringing on Cameron Boutros from Anthony John Real Estate Team. We'll look forward to having all the team leaders on the show, 97.1 FM, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. this Saturday. Looking forward to that Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. Looking forward to working with Lisa, John, Harvey, the entire staff here at Capital Mortgage Funding. And you know what? After 30 years at Capital Mortgage Funding and doing this, you know, if people haven't picked up and made the phone call to us to really see the difference, do it today. Theme today, don't wait. Experience is the best teacher. We have a lot of experience, and you heard it first from Anthony John, Real Estate Team leader, Cameron Boutros today on our podcast. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us on.